wheelchair is generally prescribed for someone that can navigate their environment independently, but does not have the ability, upper extremity strength, and endurance and coordination to be able to self-propel a manual wheelchair. So again, the power wheelchair is going to have similar features as the previous chairs that we saw, the manual wheelchair and the tilt in space. Generally, these features are going to be more custom because the power wheelchair is designed by a physical therapist, occupational therapist, and ATP, and anyone who's generally involved in that person's life. So again, the features, you're going to generally have a seat belt, and that should be worn at all times for safety. You'll have removable armrest, which just generally can be removed through a lever that we saw previously. They're going to have more custom cushions. So this one has a Roho. We'll talk more about cushions in another video. They're going to have custom backs. Sometimes they're going to be molded to the person. It all depends on what they need. And they'll also have headrest support as well. Everything on a power wheelchair can be controlled through the joystick. So this is an on and off button here. You're going to have buttons for controlling speed, and generally like a menu type button that's going to have features such as tilt, recline, power, elevating legs, power seating, all that kind of stuff. It'll all depend on what the person needs. And then you just want to make sure that you're watching on this screen. There's going to be a bar up on the top that has red, yellow, and green light. So green would mean that the chair is fully charged and you're good to go. But if for some reason it's red, some chairs also beep when they're low battery. So it's something you need to watch. But generally, a good way to prevent low battery is charging the chair overnight when the person we support is sleeping. Generally, the rule of thumb is about 8 hours for a charge. So this is an example of a charger right here. It plugs real easily into the wall, and then there's a jack right here that you can plug it right into. Another thing that you need to consider with the power wheelchair is if for some reason you're going to go out, and any chance that you'll be outside, bring along a bag, like a Wegmans bag, or some sort of covering to put over the joystick. You just want to make sure that you're preventing any water going into the joystick because you don't want to damage the circuitry inside of it. If for some reason the chair or the joystick stops working while you're out and about, you can change the chair from power to manual. And that can be done by this lever down here. And you have to do it on both sides of the chair. And that'll allow you to push the person. But generally, this is not recommended as it's very difficult and heavy to push a power chair with a person inside, speaking from experience. Lastly, just when you're doing any kind of transportation with a power wheelchair, you want to make sure you're turning the chair off and on because you don't want any kind of damage to the person or the driver. These switches are so sensitive, just a little bump or something could really make the chair go fast and hit the driver or cause an accident in the back of the